What's up, guys? Lil Nollan here, and today we're talking about Derrick Jaxn. Alright, so if you don't know who Derrick Jaxn is, he is a, how should I put this? A women's empowerment YouTuber or women's empowerment influencer. But he doesn't just empower women. What he does is he takes the position that men hold in relationships and he devalues it like a lot, like a hell of a lot. And then after he's done doing that, then he props women up with all these expectations of what a man should be that are either usually unrealistic or just, what most men already do. But he made it seem like most men are here when, most men are already at that place where he's talking about. It's just, he makes it seem like it's like this lofty, unattainable goal for most men, and that most women should just kind of, not necessarily stay with their man because he's beneath her, or they shouldn't try and build with their man because of mistakes that they make or something like that. Just toss them to the side. Relationships aren't worth working on. Just do you, boo boo. Just, personal growth is not a thing for men. Men can't grow. And it's just like, okay, like I've been watching some clips of this man for a good while now, and I'm just like, dang, like this dude really hates men. Either that or he's pandering. And turns out the man's been pandering. And not just pandering, he's been pandering with all the hypocrisy that he can heap upon the pandering. He has been pandering to feminism to make his name. He saw an opportunity to get the bag. He saw an opportunity to get cash out of this new independent stream of females that was out there making their own money now. This new just swarm of wealthy women that had all the ideals of what they wanted a man to be, and they just needed somebody to tell them that that was okay to want. And it's fine for you to want what you want. I'm not saying don't want what you want. I want some pretty unrealistic things myself. I understand it. I understand that having an ideal mate or an ideal significant other or an ideal, situation is obviously the goal for most human beings. That's what they want. That's what we're trying to do here. But at the same time, it's a lot of women before had a certain idea of what they wanted a man to be, but they were also willing to make some concessions in order to keep a good relationship and it stayed grounded in reality. But this man came along, and I'm not saying he influenced the entire culture of women, but he has a large following of women believing that they don't have to make concessions anymore. They don't have to change anything about what they expect a man to be anymore. They don't have to grow with their man anymore. They just need to find a man that's the end product and just go with that man because he'll be perfect forever. And it's like, men aren't like that, because a relationship between men and women will always be messy. See, there's this thing, right, that men don't know what women want until we're told what they want, or we find instances where we are shown what they want, and now it's in our heads. Now we know what they're looking for. Now we know, like, okay, this is what she wants. She obviously wants this because when this thing happened, or when I gave her this or whatever, it made her light up, or she reacted in a positive way, or she told me that she liked it, or whatever. So most men come into a relationship And it's like, okay, so what can I give to her? What can I do for her? Or what can we become? Or what what amount of things, or what is the key to making her happy? And what is the key to making this relationship work? And we don't know what you want going in. And this man made it seem like there is just a man, a mysterious, awe-inspiring, spectacular, pedestal-sitting man that every woman is gifted by God, and he is there waiting for you to go and obtain him. And that's not true. There's no man out there that's just like God's gift to you. You have to find a man that at least fits most of your standards and is willing to grow with you. And you also need to understand that some of your standards may need to be either lessened or fully thrown out because they're unrealistic. Some people have unrealistic expectations for their spouses, and that's a thing that everybody does. Like, there's some people that have like that checklist of things they want their spouse to be, and you can't really go about looking like, hey, you got this, but you missed out on that, you missed out on that. You got this, but you missed out on that. Like, you can't go checklist people and expect to find a relationship that works. And so when you meet a person, you might have a checklist or whatever, and they may check a couple boxes to keep your interest, or to initiate the interest or whatever. But after a while, even if they don't check half of them boxes, they may be spectacular in various other ways. You're limiting yourself, and the level of women he led into this unhappiness bubble that is like, you don't have to compromise. You don't have to grow into a relationship. You are perfect exactly how you are, and all this stuff like that. It's like, no one's perfect how they are when they go into a relationship. No one is perfect. Like, people, like, yeah, they may fall in love with each other, and it's like, it feels right and all this stuff like that. But when situations arise, you're gonna have to get through that situation without thinking like, I don't need to deal with this because I'm perfect, or they should just deal with, like, like they should deal with this how I want them to deal with. Like, a relationship is never that. It's a tit for tat. It's a compromising. It's a 50-50. It's a sometimes 80-20, sometimes 60-40, sometimes 70-30, sometimes, you gotta change it up every now and then to fit the situation, to grow just in general. So having somebody out there that puts up this mythological man and feeds it to women for follows, for money, because I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, the man sold merch, and for fame, it's already kind of bad. Even if they lived up to those standards, it still kind of hurts relationships as a whole, because not every man can fit up to the standards that he was setting. But this man couldn't even fit up to his own standards. The thing that he said he didn't condone, and had no sympathy for, and had no empathy for a person that did it, and they just the scum of the earth practically. Like, the man chastised people who cheated so badly that whole relationships were dead in the water. And this man is in a relationship now with a woman he cheated on, because she forgave him. Now, obviously, they grew and blah, blah, so on and so forth. But that's not the story he was telling. That's not the story he was telling before. It's not what he was talking about before. That's not where all his narratives led. That's not the man that he presented to every other woman on the planet that follows him and that believes everything he says. And if they don't believe everything he says, they take a lot of the things that he says without a grain of salt. They take a lot of things he says at face value, and they analyze it, and then they try and work it into their daily lives. Now, I don't need to tell you how a hypocritical man who paints himself one way and then says everybody that's not that way is beneath you, and you should leave them, and you should not try to build with them, even though he was not that way, and he didn't get left, and him and his wife built on that relationship. I don't need to tell you how that's toxic. If you don't understand how that's toxic, then I don't know what to tell you now. Yeah, like honestly, I don't necessarily care either way, because I never really listened to this man. I never really bought into the fact that he is the way he said that he was. I always kind of knew that the man was pandering to feminists, and that, you know, everything he said was just like, okay, you're just looking for people to donate to you, or to, you know, watch your streams so you can get ad revenue. You're just in it for the views, for the merch, for the bag. You're gonna be gone at some point eventually, and if you're not gone at some point eventually, something's gonna happen. You're gonna have a scandal, and I know that it happens all the time. He's not the first person to do this. It just so happens he happens to be the black guy that did it, and so the black community's up in arms. Honestly, I don't necessarily care. I just really enjoy the memes. I just really enjoy the memes, the juiciness of the hypocrisy that I am seeing before me in meme form. It's just, like, it's like a chef came out with a medium rare steak that's just got that right amount of salt sprinkled on it. And it's just like, yes, thank you, chef. Thank you, chef, for this dish. And it's like the memes. They started flying immediately after the video came out, and I was just like, thank you. Can I have some more, please? Can I have some more? Because I knew it was gonna happen. It was just like, I was like, I didn't know when it was gonna happen, but I knew it was gonna happen. I was just like, all right, any day now, something's gonna happen. And I just pop in every now and then. I was like, oh, the controversy here yet? Nope, it's not here yet. And then, like, it's like it paid off, because, like, I was so right about this man. I was so right about this man. And I knew I was right. And I was just like, well, one of these days, people are gonna see it. And I just love being right, and the memes make me feel so much better. Just all the chemicals in my brain have been firing since this whole thing happened, and I've just been in a good mood. Thank you, Derrick, for that, cause I knew it was coming. Like, I knew it was coming. Like, I was just like, yo, there's no way this man is what he says he is. There's no way. And the fact that he's so against all these other men and is throwing them under the bus at the same time as this whole feminist movement thing, it was just like, this timing is too perfect. Like, the timing of this man and these movements and stuff gaining traction, and the audiences that these things garnered, he's just one of those guys that's trying to capitalize. I knew it then, and I was like, it's just a matter of time. And now you know. Congratulations. We are on the same page now. The student has joined the master. Yeah, and I'm just rambling now. This was funny. This was very funny. And I just can't wait to see what happens with the memes. How long will these memes last? Where will they go? What will be the next one? Who will make the juiciest meme of the situation? I only have you to thank for this, internet. I only have you to thank for it. You've brightened my day with the speed at which you meme. And I can do nothing but thank you. Lord Nollan Out.